All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1019, Canada case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
All right, everyone, buckle up. This courtroom drama is about to uncover way more than just unpaid child support. We've got a determined mother demanding justice, a man dodging responsibility like it's a sport, and a tangled web of lies unraveling at lightning speed. At first glance, it looks like a simple case of back pay. But behind that request, a shocking confession of infidelity, workplace secrets, and a jaw-dropping question of paternity that's left everyone on edge. The judge, calm, composed, but razor-sharp. The mother, fed up, confident, and ready to fight. And the alleged father, he's about to be backed into a corner he can't wiggle out of. This isn't just family court. It's a high-stakes emotional showdown where one DNA test could rewrite the entire story. Let's dive in and find out who's telling the truth and who's running from it.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligation.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
Well, those are rumors.
I understand
First of
that.
all.
I understand that.
Second
But
of
you
all.
haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
When the judge asks why he hasn't paid child support in 3 years, his answer stops the room cold. Doubt. He suspects he's not the only one who was with the mother during that time. And just like that, we're pulled into the emotional underbelly of this case. A 3-year-old child caught in limbo. 2 adults locked in a battle of betrayal, biology, and broken trust. But here's the legal twist. Without established paternity, he's not legally obligated to pay a cent. The court can't enforce support based on feelings. It needs facts. And now, the narrative shifts. From dodging child support, to questioning paternity, to a quiet confession of infidelity. So here's the question for you, the viewer. What would you do if someone questioned your child's parentage? After years of silence, is this really about fairness? Or is it fear of what the truth might reveal?
Related to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You're right about that. And honest
So
truth is
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
yes.
Okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't
told
tell
your
me you
wife
were
that?
married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
So, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Okay. Well, I definitely have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital?
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay, so he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
right.
knows now.
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist there. That's how we met.
You're her.
Then comes the gut punch. The woman lays into him, not just for abandoning the child, but for betraying his own wife. And just like that, the case shifts from legal arguments to raw morality. He admits it. Yes, he was married during the affair. But now, he's standing in court, asking the judge to prioritize his rights over his responsibilities. This isn't just courtroom drama anymore. These are real lives hanging in the balance. A mother forced to carry the financial burden alone, a child growing up without support or stability, and a man hiding behind legal loopholes and stalling tactics. No DNA test, no accountability, just excuses. So here's the burning question. When a man confesses to the affair but demands proof of paternity, is it caution or a calculated delay to avoid the truth?
Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you are more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but
definitely
if he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Oh, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay.
The judge finally steps in and cuts through the chaos with clarity. No DNA test, no child support. It's the law. And for the first time, we see her shift from quietly listening to firmly leading. Her ruling, clear and grounded. No emotion, no assumptions, just legal protocol. Either he signs an acknowledgement or he takes the test. But then, boom, the real bombshell drops. They work together. She's a receptionist at the plant where he's employed. And she just revealed it in front of the entire courtroom. Now, this isn't just a custody case. It's a collision of workplace dynamics, marital betrayal, and unresolved paternity. Every line between personal and professional has been blurred. So now the real question is, how do you heal or even co-parent when your daily life is entangled in courtroom drama? When the tension doesn't end at the courthouse doors, but follows you into the office?
Or anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much.
When the judge announces that paternity testing will be handled through the Attorney General's office, the message is crystal clear. This is moving forward, ready or not. But then, a moment of humanity breaks through. He says, "If I have obligations, I'll stand by." It's the first real flicker of responsibility we've seen from him. And maybe, just maybe, it's sincere. But for many watching, it feels like too little, too late. The mother has waited 3 years. The child has waited longer. And if accountability is happening now, it's not because he stepped up. It's because the system forced his hand. So here's the question. Was this a genuine turning point, or just a last-ditch performance to save face in front of the court?
To you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And there you have it. In this Canadian case, the court made one thing clear: no paternity, no child support. Because in the eyes of the law, truth requires proof. The judge's ruling was firm: no DNA test, no deal. But beyond the legal verdict, this case revealed something deeper: broken trust, delayed justice, and the emotional cost of dodging responsibility. For now, both parties leave the courtroom waiting on test results. But what's undeniable is the damage already done, years lost, emotions stretched, tension that can't be undone. If this courtroom clash struck a nerve, don't just scroll by sound off in the comments. Who do you think came off more credible? And if you're into real cases with real consequences, hit like, subscribe, and stay locked in for more raw truth. Right here on Truth Court.
What you all witnessed in the Canada case. Mom was wanting child support from the alleged father. He, on the other hand, didn't know if he was really the father. So before any type of child support obligations can take place, the alleged father must establish paternity. And by establishing paternity, you can take a DNA test, and or let's say, for instance, he signed an acknowledgement of paternity. That can also start his child support obligation. But absent either one of those, DNA testing must be performed in order to place the alleged father on child support.